Well, look at this day today. It's a wet one. Raining's coming down pretty hard. But you know what? We're in a man cave. We're doing this quarantine still. It hasn't been lifted actually 100% as of yet. So we've been home. Nothing to cry about. We've been actually catching up with a lot of stuff. As you guys, whoever have seen my previous videos, know that we've been on the works here. We've been getting this done. We got a lot accomplished. We got the nitrous all hooked up. We got the nitrous tested with a bang button. We got all the fuels tested and working. The isolator was the last thing we did. Like I said, anybody that has been keeping up and checking out my videos and did subscribe to the YouTube video, to the YouTube channel actually, then you've seen where we're at. So a lot of this stuff may be familiar because every time I post something, you see my workbench. Today we're gonna actually, because it's raining out, it's kind of like a shitty day today. It's Thursday, so this is our next upgrade. Okay, we actually picked up the TCI Fast Gate shifter. It's one of the cheapest shifter out there. I did some research on it. There was a couple of good reviews on it, and for the price, we're gonna give it a shot. Because currently, the shifter that we do have on the car is, a lot of you that race will be familiar with it. It's this jammy right here. Anybody recognize it? So ProMatic 2Hz shifter. You know how long I've had this? Do you know how long I've had this shifter in this vehicle? Well, actually, this is like my 5th Duster. But this have seen 4 Dusters that I've had. So this shifter right here, to tell you the truth, is, I would say about 20 years old. Did all the street racing with it. We did a lot of track racing with it. We actually burned a cable like 2 times in the time that we've had it over the header situation. You know, if you got to route this right, sometimes you slip, you do it in a rush, and it ends up getting a little too close and it burns out. So that happened to me a few times. But overall, I've gotten 20 years out of this shifter. The problem now is, it's kind of like not functioning as it should. I don't know what happened to it. There's a spring in here. There's a spring mechanism that controls the ratchet shifter part of it. That broke once. I bought a replacement kit, and ever since I put the replacement kit, there is an adjustment for this spring. I'll open it up a little later and I'll actually show you what it is. But I actually bought the replacement kit. And for some reason, after I put that kit, I mean, there's an instruction on how to adjust it. I went through it maybe 10 times trying to figure it out. I can't get it to shift actually properly. So therefore, I've been using it this way, but thank God we haven't been racing. In other words, my transmission is an automatic and manual valve body in there. So I can leave it in drive, and it has the TV cable on there, and it'll shift on its own. But we would always manually shift this car. So ever since that happened, I haven't manually shifted this car anymore, because it's like I'm worried that it may stay in between a linkage shift and it'll burn the transmission out. So we kind of got tired of dealing with it, and now that we've been getting the car ready for this season's competition 2020, we decided to replace it and get a new shifter, because it's about time. I mean, think about it, 20 years. I think it's had its days. It actually never failed. It's a slap ratchet shifter. This thing, I mean, I could tell you, never had to look at it. All you had to do was swing your arm around and whack that ball, 2nd and 3rd gear. So then we have this TCI Fast Gate shifter we are going to unbox now. Box came a little crushed, but We purchased this through Tri-County Performance up in Pottstown. Like I said before in my other videos, the guy is very great businessman. You put your order in, it comes within 2 days, 3 tops. You understand? He gives you good prices. So I've been buying some stuff from him for the past year or two, and he's a great guy, Randy. You guys should look him up if you need parts in the Pottstown area in Pennsylvania. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this camera down and set it up so we can unbox this. He actually opened it already when it got there because he did see the box like this, and what he did was he went through everything and told me, hey man, nothing's damaged in there, everything's good. You could check it if you want. So what I'm gonna do is I took it like that. I didn't check it, so it's gonna be the first time I'm gonna open it up here at the house, and let's see what it looks like. So TCI Fast Gate shifter, transmission, converters, and drivetrain essentials. Includes shifter cable, precision plated brackets, 1.900 diameter shifter ball, and all other accessories components for a quick installation. Positive gear engagement and feel. Well, NHRA and IHRA safety regulations. It's for GM, Ford, and Chrysler 727, which is our application. So, like I said before, the box was crushed, but let's just see what we see here. We're gonna pull this out. What we got here? It comes with everything inside. This would be the hardware. It's got some spacers in there. Washers, nuts, some bolts. The shifter indicator. Alright, with 2 micro switches in there, which it says one's for the reverse light and one's for the safety neutral switch. But Chrysler runs off a solenoid, a unit that's on the side of the transmission that controls the safety neutral switch, and it also controls the backup light. So we're not going to need those. They're great to have. We got to see what's the rating on this, because hey, there's some micro switches right there. You know, we could use them for nitrous or maybe something else, maybe for lights or whatever the case may be. Okay, here are the transmission lever brackets and the cable bracket to hold the cable. This is probably the one we're going to use here. It already looks like it's a Chrysler one. You can see a GM one in here, and this one would be the Ford lever. What we got in here, we have the ball. Just a plain black ball. Would have been nice if it said TCI, but hey, you know what? Some guys don't like to sponsor the stuff. Actually, you know what? It's got a little nick here. The ball has a small little nick right there. It's in a spot where you're not even going to see it though. So, and we might just put the Hearst ball on there if we want, or actually just leave the black one. Put this to the side. Wow. Let me tell you something. This cover here is pretty thick. This thing is it's kind of thick, sturdy, not bad. Doesn't feel like it's some soft weak plastic. This is pretty solid. We're gonna see if it actually fits in there, because we have a bench seat, and what I notice is that when this is in park, the shifter's all the way up front. So I'm worried about if it's gonna hit my gauges, because I have gauges like right under the dash. So this is actually, when it's in park, kind of looks like it's going to be on top of the gauges, but we're going to see. Alright, so that's that. What do we have here? We have the 5-foot cable. Comes with a 5-foot cable, so that should be more than enough. The routing is always a problem because of the header. You know, I mean, I got TTI headers on a 440 and an A body, so this actually is never like easy to deal with, but we'll see what happens with that. I've been through nightmares with it. Like I said before, I burned 2 cables because it actually ended up touching the header somehow. I bought heat shields on it, and I've tried everything lately. Last cable I burnt was maybe about 1.5 years ago actually, and it's been good. I got it routed in a good spot, so it hasn't happened anymore. Let's put this box over here on the side. Let's actually put this cable out of the way here. inside the box. Okay. This thing comes in a bubble wrap. Comes with some grease on it already. I'm gonna lay this on here. Okay, this is the shifter right here. Actually, it says TCI on there, nice and chrome. It's got the T-handle. When I did the research, I saw a YouTube video on it, and some person complained about that there wasn't a spring here or something to have this go back down. I gotta try to figure out what they meant by that. So I don't know if it's that this stays stuck up and the spring actually helps it to come down, but they talked about something that some guy actually modified it and put like a spring here. So we'll see what that's about. Well, let's see how this works. That would be 1, 2. I'm going to assume that would be neutral. Lift it, 1 back, 2. Lift it. That would be first, second, third, neutral. Reverse lockout, lift it. That would be reverse and park. Seems pretty simple. I gotta get used to this because I'm used to a ratchet type. I'm used to a ratchet type, so a ratchet type you just smack, but this seems like it kind of works almost the same way. Okay, not bad. Oh, the T-handle is going to have to come off because this is not going to go in there. It has a little pin here. And the T-handle comes off. And now we can place this cover over it. Yep. So then what holds it here? Okay, it's got a tab there for a screw. So it has 2 screws back here. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Because I got a bench seat and this is going to go right up against the bench seat. Oh, this is going to be pretty challenging. And then it has one here on top. That's not going to be easy. Let's just put this here so we can see what it looks like. We'll take this thread protector off and we'll put the ball in there. We'll see how it actually looks. Pretty much semi-assembled here. Alright, so there it is. That's what it's going to look like. But as you see where park is at? That's kind of like really forward. That's really forward. So I'm worried about if that angle here. You know what? We're going to have to do a quick measure and see how far up this goes from there. So we're going to say 6 inches where the ball ends. One other thing we're going to do is I am going to place a piece of tape here so we could do a little quick mock-up. Where's my scissors? No scissors, so we got a blade here. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to okay, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to actually put this tape on the lineup, like where the shifter lines up. Okay, going straight up. And then we said we had 6 inches, right? So we have 6 inches there. So let's remove this. Let's take the ball off. Let's take the T-handle off. So we're going to bring this over. Let's go present it over there to the car. And we're actually going to see if we're close or not close to the gauges. You see how this shifter is? The shifter actually stays straight up when it's in park, and when it comes down it's about here, and it stays there because it ratchets. So when you click into gear, it comes back, click, comes back. Going down shift and up shift, it stays here in the middle. And there's more than enough clearance here. But now, with this housing, it seems like it's going to be a little different. because as we present this here on the side, and that park level is going to be towards, wow, yeah, we're gonna have to check that out. We're gonna have to check that out, because we're going to have to see if we're going to have 6 inches there of clearance. How can I do this? There's the opening. I got the tape measure here, and 6 inches seems like it's just barely gonna make it. I'll tell you that. Let me see if there's a way where I could kind of like make this stay there. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now we'll take the measuring tape and we'll place it here, and we'll see more or less where the 6 inches is going to be. It's going to be hard to do. All right, 6 inches. There's a possibility that it's going to clear. It's gonna, if it's sitting right out of the housing at 6 inches, and this is the position where it's going to be, that's where the other shifter's at. Wow, the ball's actually going to be like right under the dash and barely touching the gauges. That's going to be a little challenge. We're going to see what we're going to do there. Okay, well, let me get to work. Let's start taking everything else apart. We'll take the shifter off. We'll jack the car up. We'll get underneath. We'll take the bracket off. We'll take the cable off. The transmission lever, which that's going to be a challenge because we got TCI headers, and that's definitely really close. Well, we'll see. We'll keep up in a minute with you guys. bucket. All right, we had a little bit of overflow coolant. Dustin got a little scared. Give me power in the back, man. What's up with you? Got the overflow. Overflow got filled and it was spitting out the back. Kind of hit the header a little bit, started smoking.